Hello, this is Dr. Mears. Today we're going to be learning about function notation. Here we go. Function notation. Function of input equals output. So we can rewrite this as function of input equals output. To go into the mathematical notation, function, so here is our f, function of input, which is our x, equals our output, which is our y. How we say it, f of x equals y. Again, f of x equals y. Here's our input-output table. We will be filling this out because we have a nice little function down here. F of x equals 4x minus 9. So we're going to be having some inputs and we're going to determine what the output is. We could have also labeled this f of x because remember f of x equals y. So you could call this the output, you could call this y, you can call this f of x. So different variations for the same concept. So let's see what we're going to do with our nice function equation here, f of x equals 4x minus 9. Use your function to find the following, then write your answers in the table above. So we have f of 0, f of 1, f of 2, and f of 3. So we're going to look first f of 0. So f of 0, we're going to go to our function of x. They want us to input 0 where we see the x. So when we write this out, we have 4x minus 9. So this is really 4, and this is times. So times 0 minus 9. So where we saw the x, we replaced it with the 0, which is what they're telling us right here. This side, the f of 0, we just leave because this is just telling the person reading it, I'm inputting 0. This side over here, I want you to evaluate. So multiply first, 4 times 0 is 0, and then subtract 9. So f of 0 equals negative 9. Sorry, move it down. So 0 minus 9 is negative 9. F of 0 equals negative 9, and that's how you would say it. We can also turn this into an ordered pair, parentheses 0, comma, negative 9, end parentheses. So here's yet another representation. Let's put it into our table here. Our input was 0, and our output was negative 9. So there we go. That's it. Let's do f of negative 1. F of negative 1, they want us to input negative 1, so where the x is, we put negative 1. F of negative 1 equals, let's evaluate this side, 4 times 1 is 4, minus 9. So f of 1 equals negative 5. So written in an ordered pair, they did ask us to do this, but I like just to practice my representations. So let's practice our representation. So representing it as an ordered pair is 1, negative 5. So the input was 1, so we go over here. The input was 1. We put it in, and what we got out was negative 5. And that was here. Okay, let's keep moving on. F of 2. So we're going to input 2 where the x is. F of 2 equals 8 minus 9. So F of 2 equals negative 1. As an ordered pair to negative 1, that nice representation. Let's put it into our table to negative 1. And here we have representation in the table. Representation as the ordered pair, representation in our equation with the answer, and this is representation just substituting it in. So f of 3 equals 4 times 3 minus 9. F of 3 equals 12 minus 9. So f of 3 equals negative 3 as an ordered pair, 3, negative 3. In our table, 3, negative 3. So here we have our nice representation in a table of our inputs that we put in, the outputs of what we evaluated and we got out. Let me just make that 3 darker. There we go. Here's our workings. This is how we do it. This is what I expect to see you do when I ask you to evaluate a function. The last one. If f of x equals 27, find the value of x. So we're still using that same function, the f function. And I just want to let you know that sometimes they won't just be f. It might be h of x or m of x. We're not sure. So this could be different letters. So we have to make sure that we're still working with the f function, and this is the f function. So we're still working with this one, so I'm going to write it down. F of x equals 4x minus 9. So I just wrote it down so I wouldn't have to go back and forth. Okay, so here this is a little bit different because in the equation, these equations here, we have the number that we need to put in, and we got the number out. But this one, they didn't give us the input. What did they give us? They gave us the output, and they want us to find the input. So it's different. We're not going to be substituting in for x. We're going to be substituting in for the f of x. So we're substituting into the output. So it's almost working backwards. So we're going to have to now solve our equation. Plus 9 plus 9. 27 plus 9 is going to give us, you got it, 36. 36 equals 4x. Divide both sides by 4. X is going to equal 36 divided by 4 is 9. So we write this as an ordered pair as we input 9 and we get out 36. No, stop it. What are you doing with your 36? We input 9 and we get out 27 because that's what they said here. Our output is 27. 27's here, so we had to put 9 in to get out the 27. This has been function notation. Only one little error that I caught. Hopefully this helped. If you didn't understand, raise your hand. I'll answer your questions. Probably ask you questions too. Good luck. Thanks.